be hot. Don't speak to any moment. Product of her environment. Shout out to global woman. Can't box her in with any trend. No, she's a global woman. Call Fire Marshal Bill. Now let me tell you something. Flawless, beautiful. Follow codes down to her toes. Cuticles, picking rolls with the flow. Slam dunking all the goals. Silvers for the novice and golds for the pros.
Hey, what's going on, everybody out there in TV land? On YouTube, and we don't have no Facebook Live, we have no TikTok Live tonight. Sorry, guys. But we come to you tonight to interrupt your regular scheduled program. Hey, y'all, we got our banger tonight. The mic is hot. The phone lines are ready. We about to get into this thing. Before we do, make sure you guys on YouTube are hitting that like button for us. We have a lot of people to be in the chat. We see a lot of views, but our likes not up. So hit that like button for us, all right? But guess what? Hey, YouTube, do me a huge favor.
Hey, YouTube, don't forget to click that like button. It's the thumbs up. Then slide your finger on over and press the subscribe. And don't forget to click the all so you get all of the notifications when we're going live or dropping new content. Lastly, share. You might ask, share this video to where? Well, most of us have Facebook, so that's where you can share it to or anywhere you desire.
Again, click that like button. Share. Send this to your mama, your grandmama, your cousin, your uncle. Send it to your pastor. Hey, he up praying anyway. Send this message to your pastor. But send it to everybody, all right? Hey, we also doing something new. Every time we hit the 200 milestone mark with subscribers, we will go into the chat and find 1 or 2 people and send them a gift. But you must be a subscriber to participate. All right? You must be a subscriber to participate. Right now, we have about 231 subscribers. So we hit the first milestone with the 200. So this episode, we're going to have our master producer. She's going to go into the chat. And by the end of the chat, she's going to find one person and let us know who that person is. And we will be sending you a little token of appreciation. All right? Also, check out this small video about my Stop Playing Apparel company.
Stop Playing was created to motivate, inspire, uplift, and inform individuals about viewing life through an alternate lens. No 2 individuals travel the same road or embark on the same journey. Yet, obstacles are faced by all. Despite the challenge, if you believe it, you can achieve it. By purchasing a shirt, you can be part of motivating and inspiring someone to achieve greatness. Come join the movement at stopplaying.net.
Yes, come join the movement at stopplaying.net. Remember, y'all, it's more than fashion. More than fashion, it's a statement. Kyle, are you there? You good?
I'm having technical difficulties. Bear with me. I'm here, though.
Hey, Obi, she can't talk about you tonight, Obi.
I'm gonna leave it alone, bro.
Tonight, Obi.
I'm gonna leave it alone, man. However.com. Business, lady. She gonna get the business.
Sheena, I'm not ready for that, Sheena, yet. Hold on. But my producer, own it. The producers own it tonight, y'all. Okay, for real. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for every story time. So tonight's story time is a little bit more serious. It's a little bit heartbreaking. Unless you lived under a rock, I know everybody has heard about the young man. I'm not gonna go to the whole dialogue. Go look it up on your own. But everybody has heard about the young man who was on his own, pulling up to his own house, and a Caucasian lady was on his porch. And she asked this African-American man, "Do you live here?" And he said, "Yes." And then she said, "I don't believe you." And remember, guys, I said that she was on his porch. Like I said, you can go read the backstory about it and everything that happened with it. But my thing is, I just want to have a call to action. So all my faithful Caucasian Americans is out there that love Ed, that love the Nutz and Boltz show. I just ask y'all to do me a huge favor. Call up your friends, your family members, your co-workers, and tell them one thing for me, just one quick thing. Tell them, knock it off, y'all. Knock it off. It's 2025, Obi. There's no way we should still be dealing with racism in 2025. It's no what fuck it. Hey Obi, what's the topic today? Because I'm pissed off. Go ahead, Obi.
Hey, the topic for today is 50-50 partnerships. A lot of people think 50-50 is just paying bills, nothing more, nothing less than that. But 50-50 relationships, to some people, they work because they don't mean 50-50. So we're going to dive into that a little bit tonight and talk about it. And I hope you guys enjoy the show.
All right, so tonight we're talking about 50-50. Does it really exist? So we'll get to the first question. Let's see what the first question that we're going to have tonight. So let me ask you guys, what does 50-50 mean in a relationship? Again, what does 50-50 mean to you in a relationship? And we know it. No, oh, I'm doing your moves, Obi. I'm gonna go to Travis since she's married. I'm doing your move, Obi, that you did last week. I'm gonna let Travis. Okay, so me, Obi was married before. I don't believe Bridget was married. I don't believe Kyra was married. So we're gonna go to the married man first and see what he had to say about 50-50, what a 50-50 means in a relationship.
And I'll go after you, Travis. Go ahead.
To me, I think 50-50 means, hold on one second.
And his wife about to do her 50 right now. She's about to put in her 50.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Before we go into the conversation, the whole story time kind of got me discombobulated. I apologize. I'm Edmund Chapman, your host. I'm Edmund Chapman, your host. I'm the CEO of Stop Playing Apparel, and I reside in South Carolina. I don't know, Kyra. Go ahead, Obi.
I thought it was Obi.
Okay. My name is Obi. I reside in North Carolina. And hey, y'all, we're getting some snow. We're not in Chi-Town. We're not in New York. But I'm loving the little quarter centimeter of snow we're getting outside. At least the kids get to see it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Kyra.
My name is Kyra from California.
Kyra, I can't see you.
Yeah.
Can anyone else see me? No one can see me?
No.
We can see you a little bit, Kyra.
Can you see me now?
That's better. That's better.
Really?
Really? Okay.
Go ahead, Travis.
I can't see her either.
Go ahead, Bridget. I'm sorry. Go, Bridget.
Hi, my name is Bridget. I'm from Texas.
And my name is Travis, and I'm from Charlotte. Well, from Brooklyn originally, but live in Charlotte now.
Welcome, everybody to the show. I'm sorry. Like I said, that story time got me a little bit upset. Nah, totally forgot my introductions. I apologize, everybody in the chat. But now we're gonna go back to Travis again. Travis, what does 50-50 mean to you in relationships since you're the one that's married? And we'll hear from you first.
50-50 means meet me where I am, right? I don't always have to be half, right? Maybe I'm having a bad day and I'm at 40, but if you can hold up the 60%, just make me whole, right? I believe that is key, and that's what 50-50 means, because none of us are going to be always able to match that percentage of the other. So it's like, as long as you can meet me where I need in my need, right? Because when you're in need, I'm going to meet you there. We good.
All right. To me, I agree with what Travis says, but just to go a little bit deeper, like I hate folding up clothes. That's not my thing. And I hate to go into chores and things like that, because we're going to talk about this a little bit later. But that's not my thing. But I'll wash the hell out of some clothes. I don't like sweeping floors, but I'll vacuum the hell out of some floors. I may do 80% stuff outside of the house, but I'm going to need for my significant other to do the 20 or 30 that I don't do inside of the house, and vice versa. Like, I don't like doing certain things that she may like to do, and vice versa. So like Travis said, as long as we're both equally doing our parts, then I think the relationship will turn out the way it's supposed to be. And I'm not saying that everybody's not giving 100, and I'm sure people on this panel aren't saying that. We're just talking about 50-50 relationships right now.
Yeah. So I agree. Well, 50-50, I think just like you said, Obi, just means equal. So equal in whatever capacity you have. So if you're giving 100% and just like Travis said, if you're giving 100%, but let's say your percentage isn't 100 that day, but it's 100% of what you could have the capacity to give, and somebody else picks up on that other part, or you don't like doing laundry. So you have a system. My sister's like that. She doesn't like doing laundry. So she washes, her husband folds and puts it away. Otherwise it doesn't get put away. They just have there's systems that you put in place so that it's a partnership, right? So you're supposed to be partnering together to complete each in ways. So some you're going to be weak in some areas, you're going to be really strong in other areas, and you're supposed to lift each other up in your weak areas. That's what I think of it as.
Kai, what about you?
So I think that 50-50 is like a misconception. I think it's a topic that people familiarize themselves with, but it's kind of like a untrue truth, because I don't believe that in different points of a relationship it will be 50-50. But overarching, I feel like 50-50 means that both people are trying and giving what they can at the time that they're able to give. But realistically speaking, it could be that somebody is giving 99% and the other person only has the ability to give 1%, whether that's emotionally, financially, spiritually, mentally. The list could go on and on. So, yeah, I think that it's just important to know where the other person is at and what their goal is in the relationship or marriage, and to be on the same page. And I think it's understanding as a partner or spouse to be understanding that like someone always giving 50% is not realistic, and to be able to carry the weight when the other person can't give that much, and also to be able to have the other person take on that weight when you're not able to give that much.
I kind of agree with Kyra on that. I don't think it's a such thing as 50-50, because somebody always gonna be doing more. One person always gonna be the man paying all the bills, but the woman doing everything else. Then it's still not 50-50 if you really think about it. Or if he's paying all the bills and he's doing cooking, then it's definitely not 50-50. Or if he's paying all the bills and he's doing cooking and cleaning, no, it's never, to me, it's never 50-50. And so I want to really talk about this topic, because people are always talking about 50-50, and I think when you really dive into, that's why I asked Travis first as a married person, when you dive into it, like, are you really doing 50% of everything? Like 50% of the bills, 50% of the cleaning, 50% of the cooking, 50% of the child care? Is it really like even across the board? Because if it's not, then to me, it's not 50-50. And I don't think it ever will truly be 50-50. Now, if y'all can challenge me on that and say, no, I disagree. I mean, I challenge you on that, but I believe there's no such thing as truly 50-50, like truly. And if I see you looking, what you got something, Obi?
Because, well, one thing I want to say, if you're not giving 100% into the relationship, it's not going to work anyway. I understand what you're saying, but like, I hate washing dishes. I'm not a dishwasher. I will throw dishes in the dishwasher, but I'm not going to wash dishes because that's just not my thing. I've never done that. I hate doing it. That's just not me. But at the same token, if someone needs to go to the store, I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to go to the grocery store because I just like getting out and about. I like interacting with people. I'll go to the grocery store 3 times a day if I have to. I hate cooking, but I'll order. I'll make reservations, or I'll cook on the grill. But that cooking in the kitchen thing, that's just not my thing. I'm not knocking it because I know people do it all the time, but that's just not me. But I know, on the other side, that my significant other, she's going to cook with the groceries that I bought. She's going to make sure that the dishes get washed, even if she cooked, and she's going to do the 50 or 60% of the things that I didn't do. So if you have the right person in your life, I think it all balances out.
So I think Kyra made a great point though. So what she said was, you're trying. So I think it's about finding systems in place with each other, because it's a partnership. So every partnership is going to be different. And it's really just about finding your rhythm with each other. And like you said, your likes and your dislikes, so that you guys can move and work as a team.
Yeah. The only thing that, I appreciate what Kyra said, but that word trying, it hit me the wrong way, because trying, to me, it ain't good enough. You have to do. You have to find a rhythm, but you have to do more than just try.
Yeah,
Just my opinion.
I know, but I think when at least Kyra can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think from a woman's standpoint, like when we say trying, like trying isn't like a lack of anything. It's actually a lot of effort. It's your maximum capacity that you have in that moment. So when we say try, that's what we mean. So as a man, maybe that's not what you mean, but as a woman,
okay,
like, that's what we mean is like you're meeting for your full capacity in that moment. Your full capacity may only be 30% because maybe you're sick or you're just having one of those days, but it's about meeting at your full capacity. So that's trying. That's trying. So
well,
maybe
let's back up a second. Let's back up a second. Hey, Kyra, let's give us some clarification about what 50-50 really entails, like what this topic is really talking about. So can you give us a little bit of clarification for the people in the chat, and so we can really be truly clear about what we're going to talk about tonight?
Yeah, I feel like a good definition of a 50-50 in today's time, and like realistically speaking, is that each person is striving for a balanced partnership that they feel is fair to both people in the relationship. It's not about, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I feel like that's a good enough definition. Both people are contributing to the relationship. And it could be, I think that the key word is relationship. And in any relationship, in my opinion, that's going to be successful, there has to be communication, there has to be compromise, and more than likely there's going to be sacrifice and not self-centeredness. And so if a person is never going to put the dishes in the dishwasher, for me, and I'm a person, I can load the dishwasher just like the next person can, but that gets old, and I don't want to cook a meal plus clean all the dishes. Like, there has to be that joint contribution coming together for what a successful relationship looks like for me.
I understand that, but I just hate doing dishes, Kyle. That's my thing. I'll put them up. I will put them up all day, but cleaning them like manually, water, sink, I don't do that.
Manually washing dishes. Like, are you against putting dishes in the dishwasher?
I hate washing dishes. I'm talking about manually. I put dishes in the dishwasher, but I'm not washing them.
So then it's a moot point. This isn't
It's not a moot
Mel's
point.
Diner and we're hand washing dishes.
I'm sure there's
rinsing
things that
them
you don't like
in the
to
dishwasher.
I'm sure that there are plenty of
so
things that you
what we're
don't
gonna do is now is we're gonna go into the chat. We're gonna go to the chat, and one of y'all read the chat. Let's see what's going on in the chat.
Yeah, I'll hit the chat. 50-50. You be the best version of you, and I will be the best version of me. And together that will make us. I love that. Another person stated, each person respects the other's opinions, needs, and boundaries equally, ensuring a sense of fairness and equity in the partnership. That's 50-50 to me. And then one last person said, tasks and duties such as household chores, financial obligation, and decision-making are divided fairly so that one person doesn't feel overburdened.
That's good. That's good.
And
That's good.
I just have to read one more. I was only going to do 3, but I got to do one more.
No, don't do it,
Hey, go
Kyra.
ahead.
Don't do
Go
it.
ahead, Kyra.
Don't do
Go
it.
ahead,
Everybody can
Kyra.
wash
Go
dishes.
ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Kyra. Go ahead, Kyra.
Everybody can wash dishes.
Go ahead, Kyra.
You heard Obi.
Hey, to each his own. You do what you do to make your household work. I don't knock what no other man or woman got going on in their household at all.
So we're gonna move on to the next.
What's the next question, Ed?
We're gonna move on to the next question.
Oh,
Yeah.
The next question is a 50-50 approach. Is the 50-50 approach realistic? Is the 50-50 approach realistic? And I think Kyra said something pretty interesting in her definition about balance. I think we need to take the 50-50 word out, and that's why I want to have this conversation again and talk more about balance. What works for Bridget might not necessarily work for Travis' family, and what for Travis' family might not necessarily work for me. I can say, Travis, hey, you've been married for a while. I tried it didn't work. So how can I do this better next time? And that does not necessarily mean that it's still going to work for my family. So it's all about, I think, balance is what's great balance for you in your household. I'm going to try to dive into the soup, but let me say this real quick. The call line is open. If you want to call in, the number is 704-891-9560. Again, the call line is open. It's 704-891-9560. And tonight we're talking about 50-50. And the question that we got on the table is 50-50 approach realistic? Is 50-50 approach realistic?
I think if it works for you and your household, then it works for you and your household. Like I said earlier, I'm not going to knock what anybody else has going on, because what works for Travis and Ed may not work for me, and vice versa. I don't want my spouse or significant other ever touching trash. I don't want her ever taking out the trash. I don't want her refilling the trash can. I don't want her getting gas. I don't want her to have to worry about getting a car wash, cutting grass, or any of that. But that's just me. Now, Kyra may be the type of person that she wants to go out there and cut grass and trim the hedges and go get gas and get the snow off the car. I don't want that at all. But that's just me. Everybody's different. So as long as you're doing things that work the best for you and your household, you keep doing that.
Yeah, I think it's like a humbleness, right? Like understanding where, you two meet, right? So my strengths may not be your strengths. Like for me, I love math. I love numbers. My wife is like, get them away from me. But that balance, okay, so I'll take care of finances, the budget or whatever. And then one of your strengths is, I don't know, credit cards. Let's just say that, right? Whatever it is, like whatever her strength is. And I let her handle whatever that is. Like, and it's okay, no judgment on either one. We're just meeting each other where we are. And we're using our knowledge to, I would say, better together, right? Like, I don't want to be a mathematician and you have me in a science class and I don't know nothing, but you know everything. So just being able to balance it and know your strengths and weaknesses.
I think it all comes back to like 50-50. So if you just actually take the word 50-50 out, like you guys said, and just go to balancing one another and finding a balanced partnership, that's more of a realistic approach than necessarily 50-50, because people can't get 50-50. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Brené Brown or listened to some of her stuff, but she actually talks a little bit about she talks a lot about vulnerability, but she's a psychologist and she talks about 50-50, and they don't have that dynamic because they call out each day what number they're at, her and her husband, so that they know. So if he's like, if he's like, I'm at 20, she's like, well, I'm only at 22. At least they know they only got 40 on the table. So they know how to play out, right? So at least they have an idea of what they're working with together. So 50-50 isn't, you have to like meet each other exactly, but you have to meet each other where you are in those moments, because your moments are going to fluctuate, because we fluctuate, because we're human and we have emotions and we have good days and bad days.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think that if people were to go to marriage counseling, I don't feel like that's something that they would learn. Like, you have to be prepared to give 50-50 because it's an unrealistic expectation, it's an unachievable goal, and you need to be prepared to give 100% when you can and communicate whatever else, and just be understanding and empathetic to the other person, especially just as a partner in the relationship. I think you kind of can set yourself up for failure if you have a false pretense that marriage is 50-50.
So do y'all think 50-50 approach with finances is realistic?
No,
Like paying the bills and stuff like that?
I don't think so. But I think if I think it's healthy for both to be involved. It to some extent. I'm not saying like one can't do the budget and be the one who's in charge of everything, but I think the other person needs to know the budget and needs to understand what's going out and what's coming in. Because what ends up happening when you don't is you have someone just spending, and then the other one's trying to make up for where they're spending, so like and then I've had a sister that actually they like split bills. Like, he had his money, she had her money, he paid only for the mortgage, and then he made so much more than her, and she had to pay for everything else, including her vacations. And I just don't think how is that a partnership? You're supposed to be in partnership with each other. So like, you're supposed to be doing that stuff together. So like Travis said, if that's his strong point. So yeah, take the lead, but don't leave her in the cold. Like, she should still have knowledge of here's what we're doing. And just same with the credit cards. If she's like, hey, we want to use this credit card here because we will get max points, then she needs to let him know. So then he's using those credit cards in those places. But that's how you maximize your union.
Does that relationship work for them though?
No, it doesn't.
Are they still together?
By a thread, by a very, very thin thread.
And that's
Why
because
that's
it's separate, right?
Huh?
That's why you think it because of everything's separate.
Well, they don't even spend time together anymore. Yeah. Like, she took their girls, like they each had a daughter that they brought, but they're the same age. She took both of the girls by herself on vacation and paid for it, and he didn't go with them, but he didn't have work. There's just like, they're very separate. They live separately, even though they're together.
So it's bigger than the finances. They have some systematic issues.
Yeah.
Well, I don't, but I think that's where it starts.
Yep.
I think that's where it starts. You start by separating that, and then everything else just separates naturally.
And that's why 50-50 really doesn't work, right? Because even if in this concept, right, we both have jobs, somebody's going to make more money, right? Yes. So somebody's going to have to do certain things a little bit more than others. So it's never going to add up.
Yeah, but that's why I say about everything, communication is key. Mm-hmm. This is something that they should have talked about like a long time ago, like before they got married and moved in together.
Well, maybe they thought it would work, but it just doesn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, some people think those type of things are going to work, but then I see another sister of mine, and her husband, they literally sit down and do the budget together.
You have to.
Mm-hmm. She went and she just started teaching, and she was like, hey, I know we have this amount in savings. I really want to get some things for the class. It's going to cost this much. Do you think that's okay? Because they're also adding on to their house, and they're doing that by themselves. They didn't like take out loans, and so like some of their savings is for that too. And so she checks in with him, is that okay if I do that? And he's like, yeah, sure. And so like they ping off of each other, like they're working together. The whole point is like, Obi, if you were on a basketball team and there's someone who's not doing their part, and they're not rebounding the ball when somebody shoots, and maybe they miss, but they don't rebound it, and so they can get it in. They're just standing there. Are you going to be pissed off? Like, are you going to be upset about it because they're not doing their part? They're not being part of that team. So what it does is
I'm going to communicate that to them. I'm going to have a conversation. And if
Yeah.
I have to have a come to Jesus moment with them, I will. But like I'm looking.
You start at the very beginning, where you start as you're supposed to become one, right? And the Bible says you're supposed to become one. So like everything's supposed to become one. So you find a way. You're a machine together. You're working together. So you find that togetherness, and like you said, you find the balance. You find things where the balance between the two of you, because it's going to be different. But you're informing them. You're a part of it. Finances are, I mean, they're big, but if you're not like together in that is going to separate you.
Yeah, but I'm listening to what you're saying. But like with one friend, you said they. You constantly said they. But when you spoke of the other sister, you said she and him. So that one sister is on the same page with her husband and vice versa. But the other sister or friend is not. They're not on the same page together. So they need to communicate, possibly go through counseling or something. I mean, there's ways to make it work, but they have to want to make it work, or they're going to be separate.
Yes, but I think that it boils down to them separating everything in the beginning. I believe it does. You don't have to believe that, Obi.
I believe it.
I believe, because I've seen it two different ways. And then there's a unit, and then there's separation on the other side. It's very drastic.
Okay.
Let's dive into the chat, and then we'll go on to the next question.
Kari, got it.
All right. Yeah. From the chat, person said most men who do 50-50, that to them means half of everything, especially the bills. Another person said, rather than striving for strict equity, 50-50, it's more realistic to aim for fairness. This means each partner contributes in ways that feel fair to both individuals. Another person says, Obi, you're dead right, but I can't fit in my wife's car to put gas in it. And then another person, huh?
I said, what?
Another person said, Obi, is 50-50 for you a man doing work around the house that's specific for a man, and women doing things in the household generated to a woman's role?
No, because I specifically said I hate folding clothes, but I wash clothes. I hate sweeping floors, but I love to vacuum. So no. The only thing I don't like doing is running water on dishes and manually washing them. I will load.
So Obi, I want to ask you a quick question before we move on, because we have to move on. I got to keep going. So if you're trying to do a balance, back to what Kyra said at the very beginning about balance, and balance is sweeping the floor and washing the dishes, you're saying like, fuck that. We ain't doing no balance today.
I'm not saying that.
I'm just asking a question. I don't know. Just asking the question.
Okay. I don't like manually washing dishes, and I don't like sweeping the floors. However, I will get a housekeeper to come in and do that, and I will do other things. I just don't like washing dishes. That's my thing. I don't like sweeping floors. I did a lot of that in the military. Trust me. Enough of it.
All right. What's the next question?
Ed, you know I do my part.
Yeah. I'm just asking. Let's go on to the next question.
I want to throw a question in from the chat so we can. Oh, sorry.
Okay, wait. Take the question down real quick. So Kyra can throw a question up real quick.
Sorry, I just thought it was a good question and it was thought-provoking, so I'd like us to address it if y'all are okay with that.
Absolutely.
If the lady makes more, are most women okay with paying the bulk of the bills? Ladies, chime in the chat. Bridget, what are your thoughts on that question?
I think that's perfectly fine. I think so. For me personally, it would be like one big pot. What he makes, what I make, it all goes into a pot, and then we pay.
Mhm.
It's not my account versus his account and who pays what. It's all together, and then we pay. So would it more than likely be going to most of the bills? Yeah, but but again, it's all together. That would be me. But
Whoa, Bridget. Whoa. That wasn't the question, Bridget. No, I think the question was, would you pay most of the bills if you made more than most of the money?
yes, but I'm telling you
You
how
say
I
put
would
it
do it
together.
anyways.
Yeah, but she's
No,
saying at
I'm
the end of
telling
the
you
day,
how
it doesn't
would be
matter.
anyways. It wouldn't
This is
matter
coming out
because
from
it
the
would
pot.
all go into one account, and then it would all pay everything, all of our money. So his money and my money, if I made more, it would just be what we made together.
And she's just saying it's no I, it's we.
Yes.
I'm just going off the question. I'm going with the question said. The question said, would you pay the bulk of the money, the bulk of the bills if you made the bulk of the
because
money?
you would have most of the money in there.
Not necessarily, because when I was married, we had a joint account. Hold on. When I was married, we had a joint account, so it's not necessarily, and she made more than me, but it's not necessarily said that she's paying bulk of the bill. If you get what I'm saying, we still was kind of hold on. So we still was kind of even though our money was in it together.
Yeah.
It still wasn't like she was paying bulk of the bills.
So let me put it this way. I have been the breadwinner before. I've been the breadwinner. I had a 10-year relationship. We were in college when we had kids, started having kids. He was trying to get into the NFL, kind of succeeded-ish. Anyways, I worked that entire time. I was the only one working. So I was the only one paying the bills. I was the only one paying for everything. Was I okay with that? I was with this person for 10 years and did that. So yes, that's what that means. But again, it was in one account, but it was all my money. But and then when he started making money, he was like, well, it's my money. And that was a problem because how was mine ours and yours is yours? That's not fair.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes back to what somebody else said, fairness in the relationship. And so again, big pot, and then it goes out. But yeah, I've done that. I've been the breadwinner. So
I guess the way I look at it real quick, Kyra, and I'll let you chime in. I'm sorry. Let's just say my check was $500. Her check was $700. Her check is more, but it's not like she's paying more of the bills. This is like her check is just more. It still was how ours went. I don't know how everybody else went. Ours, it still was like equal. It wasn't that she was paying more just because she made more. If you get what I'm saying, it wasn't. But this person was
saying, Ed, that's why she's the ex. That's why that didn't work, right?
No. I'm just going off what the question was. Yeah. If you made more, would you pay the bulk of the bills? And y'all like, well, it's in one pot. It's in one pot. But that's still not equating to you paying most of the bills.
Okay, well, I've done all of the
bills.
I have some clarification because for you, Ed, because if someone has $700 that they put in the account and another person has $500 into the account, to me, the math that makes sense is that the person that's contributing more financially is realistically and logistically contributing more to the bills. Whether it sounds good or not, that's what's happening. So I hear you saying that she made more, however, she didn't pay more, but the math just isn't mathing for me.
Well, I mean, when you break down the bills, how we broke our bills down, that's what I'm saying. You can tell, like, okay, it wasn't that she paying more and that she made more. When we really broke down everything and looked at the bill book, you're like, oh, okay. And because we had separate accounts too, also. Okay. So we took money and put it into our separate accounts also, which is like our play money. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it didn't matter if you made more because after the bills, you know how you direct deposit.
Because you separated the bills equally. So if there was $1,000 worth of bills, you paid a portion. You paid $500 and she paid $500?
Exactly.
Okay, so the bills were equally
You had extra
distributed,
and you didn't get
even though
extra.
she made more money than you.
That's my point. Exactly.
Okay.
Now the guy I am today, I would love to be able to pay all the bills. But that's what I'm saying, like, just because it was one account don't means that person was paying all the bills. That's what I was trying to get to. But yes, Kyra, you're correct what you said. But
Okay.
I would love to be able to pay 100% of the bills. Personally, that's my personal goal. Travis and Obi, I might disagree, but I personally would love to pay 100% of the bill. That's the way I've seen old school do it. That's how I've seen family do it. That's how I've been raised before, and that's how I one day want to do it too. This in that situation, I wasn't able to pay 100% of the bills. But yes, Kyra, what you said is correct. 100% correct.
Okay. I'm going to hit the chat because I know I put that out to the ladies in the chat, unless anybody else wanted to chime in quickly on my non-written question that I threw in off the cuff. All right. So one person states, absolutely, whatever I make, I'll contribute enough so that he will still have money in his pocket. I won't let him go broke, and I'm banking. I want us to win.
Go ahead.
Another
I like that
person
comment. Go ahead.
Another person said, whether or not a woman is comfortable paying the bulk of the bills often depends on how openly and honestly financial expectations are discussed in the relationship. And then lastly, I don't think I'd want my man to pay all of the bills. I want to contribute. And I kind of have mixed feelings about that. Me personally, the person I was before, if I am paying everything, something is coming out of my mouth. Like I'm gonna have some words to say. And that's how I have operated in the past. Like my name is on everything. Like I'm sorry, what? You're not what? In the past, but I have grown, and I know that's not the best way, but honestly speaking, if it was just me financially carrying the relationship for an extended period of time, I honestly would feel a type of way about it, because it would be me constantly giving and you constantly taking, and you're not contributing. No, I'm sorry.
I agree
My
with you,
child
Kyra.
can't leave in the house for free, so
Hey, Kyra, that's a great segue. Can you read the next question? It's a great segue to the next question, actually.
yes. What happens when one partner feels they are giving more than the other? And for me, it's
Wow.
going to be depending like as people have stated before, communication is key and important. But I feel like honestly speaking, keeping it 100, people can build resentment and frustration and anger. And why am I with this dude if he can't even provide and the next person possibly could? And to be clear, there's a difference between being married to someone and in that committed relationship with the commitment to God and being booed up with somebody or living with somebody, or whatever you want to call it. So I think that there's more tolerance and more acceptance. Like if you got hurt on the job or something like that, or you're transitioning careers and currently you're down, but I don't need you to be down for years at a time. Like if this isn't working, what are you going to do? What are you going to find that is going to be working so that you can financially contribute? And unfortunately, I think that in today's society, it's a lot more socially acceptable for men to do nothing and rely on women financially. And there's people that are looking for women that are going to take care of them, that don't want to pay stuff, that are looking for someone that can help fix them and that they can be their project and have women pour into them. I'm not saying that you all are the caliber of men that do those types of things, but those types of men are out there. And I think that it's more socially acceptable in today's society for a woman to be taking care of a man than it has been in the past. Personally, my thoughts.
Wow, that was the what happens when one partner feels they are giving more than the other? I think I'm in total 100% agreement with Kyra, because now I start side eyeing you. Now I'm like, man, I'm giving more love. I'm giving more attention to the house. I'm giving more to the bills. I'm giving more to the children. I'm giving more. I'm giving more. I'm giving more of me, and you're not doing anything. So now I'm sad on you, and now I'm thinking about, man, do I want to go outside this marriage? Do I want to divorce this woman? Do I want to do? Should we go to counseling? Like, what the hell? Do we, or do I take the mature approach? Sit down, communicate, like Obi said earlier, have a communication about, like, hey, what's going on here? But I think if it builds up, if you don't talk about it, like Obi said, the communication, I think it builds up and they're gonna get resentment, and somebody gonna end up doing something that they shouldn't do. Put it like that. Somebody gonna end up doing something that they should not do. Go ahead, Obi.
I'm not gonna say I've never been in a situation where I felt like I was giving more, somebody was giving more. But if I was, I know me, I'm gonna say something, and it may not come out the right way. It may not come out the most emotional, emotionally intelligent way. But I would definitely say something, because I'm not gonna let anybody use me, play me, um, control me, or whatever, because that's just not me. That's not how I was built, how I was raised, and how I am. And like I said, I'm gonna over communicate, so you're gonna know that before that discussion even happens.
Can I say something real quick? I'll jump in real quick. So I was having a conversation with a friend the other day on the phone, and ladies, stop letting these men take advantage of you. I think sometimes you ladies be so caught up in love, so caught up in they want to be somebody, this guy, that they literally be letting the guy take advantage of them. He be living in their head, and it happens a lot with women that not like really really strong, or really really confident in themselves, or really know their worth. And I always be like, man, know y'all worth, know y'all worth, know y'all worth, because that guy, like Kyra said, the guy and I thought about it, Kyra, you're right, it is bums out there, you're 100% right, that wants to live off the woman, that wants the woman to do everything for him, pay all the bills, and sit up and do nothing but maybe smoke some weed or whatever they do, their device. But ladies, just know what I'm saying, know your worth and stop letting these dudes just take advantage of you. Like, stand up for yourself. That's all I have.
So
if you know better, you do better, right? That's it.
Well, I think like, so what you guys both said, resentment, bitterness sets in, bitterness leads to resentment. And I think it has to be nipped in the bud from the beginning. But I do think that that when one person is overplaying their part, it's not, it's not just financially. Sometimes that's even emotionally. And when I say that, there's instances where you're going to pick up the slack. Someone really important in that person's life dies. You're their like rock in that moment. That makes sense. But it's when it continues, like it's just continues to happen, that it just builds up bitterness, and that it leads to resentment. And Gottman, if you guys don't know, like Gottman's theory, resentment, I think it's like 80s, maybe even 90%. I don't remember the exact amount, but it's 80 to 90%. It's a high percentage. When there's resentment in the relationship, it almost always dies. Always. So there is that.
That's a great point.
Go ahead, Kyle. I see you about to chime in.
Oh, there was like a piggyback question in the chat that I wanted to know the answer to. So I will, I'm gonna post it, but I am trying to stay in my lane at the same time. So many women today say, and I think that it's just important that we like get down to the nitty gritty, because different things are happening out there. So many women today say they want to be strong and independent, and they brag oftentimes about making big money. What should a man do in this instance? Travis?
This makes no sense to me, all right? And the only reason I say that is because what does her bragging about, making money or being independent have to do with what you're doing, right? Like you're doing what you need to do. So the women that you need to attract are going to be in your circumference. So why care or worry about a woman that's walking around talking about, I don't need a man for this, I don't need that, I can make my money myself. But at the end of the day, you need to be doing you. That's what I think. He needs to be on his stuff, his game, so that this way, why you care about a woman making big money? If you making big money, she going to be doing the same. So
I think most men, when they say they don't need a man, by the way, it's not saying that they don't need a man. Like they want, you don't need them because you don't need them to do X, Y, and Z for you, because you can do it yourself, because you've been doing it yourself. But you want a man, right? Like there's a difference, a want and a need. So I think a lot of women, they'll say they don't need a man, and it's not that they don't need one for emotional reasons, because connection is different. But what they're meaning is they don't need someone to hold them up. Like they want someone in their life to connect with. Does that make sense?
Why don't they just say that?
That's not how they typically say it. Just like, why don't men say certain things a certain way? I mean, we could go there, but in all honesty, that's what they're meaning. I'm just trying to woman-splain to you.
That's
I'm going to
logical.
I'm going to revert back. Oh, go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry.
No, I was just telling that's between the logical and emotional thought process. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead, Brittany. Kyra.
Who is Brittany? Wait
a minute now. Don't be all of my business.
I'm going to say that I think that it depends on the culture, because in some cultures, it is being taught. There are grandmas and moms and various generations that are telling their daughters, granddaughters, nieces, and all of that you don't need a man and you can do it on yourself and you need to be independent and all of that. So I think that is definitely being taught, that's being modeled, and that is being taken on by different people in society. I am a very independent person and I can do a lot of things by myself, but me being independent and I'm not going to brag about my bank account or anything like that, because that's just not me. And I'm able to maintain and take care of the lifestyle that I currently live comfortably with just my income. So I'm not looking for someone that is a sponsor that can just take care of all my financial needs, because I'm doing well by myself. And I think it's important for women in relationships to let men be men. And nobody wants to hear that, oh, I'm independent and I can do this and I can do that. And it's something that I had to learn. While I lived by myself for a long time, yes, I can take the trash out by myself, because that's what I do when you're not here. But when you are here and you want to take out the trash and you say you got it, let me let you get it, and let me allow you to be the man that you want to be, and let a man be a man. And I think that that is very important to add to a man, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and not to take from a man. Because if a person is bragging about how much they make in a relationship, and I don't need this from you and I don't need that from you, I can see that person very easily talking down to a man and making him feel less than and devaluing him. And I don't think that that is acceptable.
Well, let me get back to the question that was posed to men about dating, unless you women are dating women. But hey, do your thing. Y'all kind of took over the conversation.
Let me say this first.
What should a man do?
The question said Kyra. So let's start right there.
So that means Kyra. So Kyra, why did it ask you what should a man do? Why say, hey, Kyra, what should
ask the person that put it in the comments? Go ahead, men.
So I want to revert back to what I kind of agree with what Bridget said, but I think it's all about your mind frame. So I said a long time ago, podcast many moons ago, that I didn't need a woman. I want a woman. It was back on our love episode. They're like, no, you need a woman. Cause now I said, no, I don't need anything. I need God. I don't need a woman. But I think women might say it differently. They might think different to how I'm thinking about it. When I say I don't need a woman, it's just like I just need God. I don't need anything. They might say, no, I'm capable of doing everything myself. Well, so I guess it all depends on how they saying they don't need a man. Because I said I don't need a woman, I want one. But back to the question in hand, if I met a woman, say I'm dating Kyra, and she saying I'm independent, I got big money, I'm gonna say, okay, what do I gotta do to price of tea in China, Kyra? And she keep throwing the face, okay, you know what? We're not this ain't gonna work. Cause like you keep on throwing your money in my face and like, all right, okay, big deal. I don't give a shit about your money. Go ahead. I'm gonna cut it off. Go ahead on, man. I don't care about your bread. I get my own money, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I would do in that instance. I'm just gonna cut you off after a while because I'm like, okay, everything you talking about, I'm about to buy a Birkin bag and I'm about to go buy some Louis, I'm about to go do this, and I go to this restaurant, I go downtown. Okay, who cares? I don't care. Can you F yourself? No. So shut up. Who cares about all that? Like, go ahead on. At this age, man, I'm not doing no foolishness. Go ahead and on with all that. And if you keep on talking, it's cool. Find somebody else, one of them bums that's gonna take advantage of you. But that's what I'm gonna do in that instance. Like Travis said, like, what do I care? I don't care about your money. I don't care about that. Obi, what you think about it?
I'm probably gonna get some flack for this, but if a woman is bragging about how much money she make, I'm gonna let her spend it. Not because I'm that guy, not because I'm that guy. No, because, and I know I'm speaking for a lot of men, we want y'all to spend money on us. We want to know how much y'all like us too. So if you make, and I don't know what big money is to you anyway, but if you want to take me out to eat, I'm gonna let you take me out to eat. If you want to buy me some kicks, I'm gonna let you buy me some kicks.
Obi, if they saying big money, they don't know nothing about money.
Hey,
if they calling it big money, they don't know nothing about money.
Hey, that's what I say. That's why I just said I don't know what you think big money is, but I'm gonna let you spoil me because I'm a man, all man, but I like to be spoiled too. You know what I'm saying? I like to get my hair cut, get my manicure and pedicure. Yeah, let's go together. It's on you. I'm gonna get you back though. I'm gonna get you back. Let's be clear.
Before we go to the set, I got Kyra face. Kyra, you got to check me. Kyra face is priceless. I'm dying over here.
I'm being honest. Hey, spoil me, boo. Spoil me. I got my own loot, Kyra. I do pretty good. I'm just saying.
Oh man.
The peace be still and let you, Ben, finish answering the question.
Oh, no, I'm done.
Energy.
I'm
Not
done.
today. Not today.
I'm done. I'm just saying.
Her face is like, what? I want to hear what she had to say.
Hey, I'm gonna spoil you, but I like to be spoiled. Let's be clear.
That's believable.
Just jump into the chat. You got another car, jump into the chat.
Some of us women don't know how to let a man be a man. I pay. This is to this question. If I pay everything, we're waiting on the shoe to drop, or like he may become controlling. That's interesting. So saying like, as an independent person, this is how I'm construing this message, and I could be incorrect, but sometimes if a person is always contributing financially, then they may have the misconception that they are controlling the situation or controlling the relationship. And because I'm paying for everything and got everything, then you're going to do what I want you to do, and or wear what I want you to wear, or go where I want you to go. So I can understand that perspective of not giving too much like control if that is tied in with someone financially taking care of something.
Do you think that goes both ways, Kyra, though? Because I think if it was flip flop, if a woman was paying everything, I don't think a guy still would let her control. Like Obi just said, like, all right, spend your bread, but I'm still run this. Depending on how
I think it kind of
what type of woman
depends
you are.
on I think it depends on the person and the relationship and the person that you choose to be in a relationship with. Because if it's somebody that you're emotionally safe with and can communicate with, then they're going to want what's in your best interest, and they're not going to want to control you. They're going to want to work together as a team and as a partnership. So just kind of depends on the person. And I'm not speaking for this person, but I think that some women can relate, or they have been in different situations and have allowed themselves to be vulnerable, and their vulnerability was taken advantage of, whether that looks like being taken advantage of financially, or constantly giving. It can show up in different ways in a relationship. And so I can understand a person having dealt with that being very hesitant to go that route with someone else, which is why it's important to deal with different things and kind of take each man as their own and kind of find out where that road and where that path leaves with that man, and not with someone else that didn't take care of your heart.
So, Kyra, I do have a quick add-on question to that. That, do you believe that that's a need for therapy?
Yeah, I think that therapy is really healthy, and that sometimes people are damaged and emotionally scarred, and some people don't realize that they do have triggers or traumas. And then there's also people that don't believe or see any benefit in therapy, or talking to somebody. I personally do. I have an ongoing appointment, and I think that it's healthy to discuss the different situations, whether it's work or personal, with another person that can give me another perspective that's unbiased and that has went to school and knows how the human mind works and different things like that. So yes. Let me hit 2 more comments and then we'll move on to the next topic. Let's see. Be genuinely supportive of their ambitions. So this is about the question about what should a man do, that was kind of originally posed to women, but okay. Be genuinely supportive of their ambitions without feeling threatened. A man who respects and celebrates a woman's success demonstrates confidence and maturity. We're going to move on to the next question, but there's some amazing stuff that is being said in the chat. I love it.
All right. What is the next question is? Let's see. Obi, can you read the next question?
Yeah, I'll read it. How do cultural and gender expectations affect the 50-50 dynamic? And I'll read that again. How do cultural or gender expectations affect the 50-50 dynamic? Anybody want to take a stab at that first?
I will. So I had 2 long-term relationships, both interracial. So I was with one person that I was with. I feel like we understood 50-50 a little bit more. Like our family dynamics were closer to the same. The father of my younger 2 children, he and I were not similar. And that's I'm a growth type of a person. I like to learn. I like to grow. So I don't mind learning and growing, but he had like the way in which he grew up was really, really stringent. Like he would be taught how to sweep one time. And if he didn't get it right, then he would get punished severely for not getting it right. So when I didn't do that with my son, like that was an issue for him. Like it was a really big hiccup. Like, why aren't you like disciplining him? Why do you keep repeating what you say? And those were cultural barriers. And so while there were some things that we could learn and get past, and I think some of that's family dynamics as well, not just necessarily cultural experiences. But it's not that, like, or like me walking my son to the bus stop, he didn't like me doing that. Or like, there were things that I just could never understand. And we were never we couldn't get on the same page because of it. And it's not, like I said, that you can't, it's just, you both have to be willing, right? I think Travis said earlier, someone said earlier about sacrifice, right? Maybe it was Kyra, but it's a sacrifice. It's a give and take. And so you can't create something together unless you're both willing to figure out how you're going to move together. And we could never figure that out. And so there was no 50-50. In fact, I did everything except for pay the bills. And so when Kyra's talking about people that want to be financially independent, I was actually financially abused through him, like couldn't use the Palisade, like to even leave when he was having a freak out moment with the kids so that he could cool off, because he refused to leave himself because it was his car, because it was in his name, even though he bought it for me. So like, he bought the couch he bought me. Well, I know I bought the couch you wanted, but I bought it. Like, like he would use those things against me. And so when she's saying that, like, it makes it so. And I believe Kyra's right. It really depends on who you're with and how well you know them, like as you're getting into that agreement with them and even into partnership and even living together, because there are just dynamics that that people hide from you until it's a little too late. And that's so for women, sometimes you have to, at least for me, like you have to really be conscientious of like, what is this person, is he saying, and is he actually doing the same things? But it's not just actions meet words, it's there's manipulation, and there's so there's all sorts of other things that you have to read in between. And so but yeah, I think it really just depends. And it also just being communicative at the very beginning. If you're fine doing the dishes all the time and doing the laundry and putting the laundry away, and those are great for you, that's awesome. If it's not, then it's just like Obi said, like, these are my non-negotiables. These are what I don't want to do on the daily. Well, he knows that. At least he knows that going in, so he can express that to whomever he dates, so they can say yay or nay. They can take it, but being honest is
but that's what I was thinking when you were saying that. Most people want to put a mask on, right? I'm going to show you what you want to see for now until we in a situation where we are together all the time, and now I have to really peel it back and see you for who you are. So I don't know.
But it all depends, Travis. If you're a grown adult, I don't know why Carl get big like that. If you're a grown adult,
being big, yeah.
I don't know what happened. If you're a grown adult, you should not be putting on a mask. You should be coming genuine. Not most people. I don't know. Like people I hang with, no, we don't wear masks. We come as, like I always say, and people in the chat that know me know, I'm coming as Ed. You don't like Ed, then that's your loss, not my loss. And like most people I hang with, that they feel the same way. They don't come directly wearing masks. So I challenge you on that to say people I know don't do that. I know Kyle know and Travis know and you know, Bridget, but I don't think most. But my point was, people should be genuine in who they are. And when it comes to the question, how do cultural or gender expectations affect? It affects a lot because, like you said, Bridget, if we come from two different backgrounds, we come from two different households, we come from two different religions, we come from two different nationalities, then yes, a lot of stuff gonna be different, and so we gotta kind of figure that thing out. I like Bridget. Okay, she's Caucasian. I'm African American. How did that gonna work out? So now we got to do a lot, like back to what Obi said, we got to do a lot of communication to figure this out. How is this really going to work? Because, her family not racist, my family not big. So it's cool. We cool on that. But still, how are we going to make this dynamic work because of our differences in our background? So I do agree when you said that, Bridget.
Expectations without communication. Expectations without communication is the key.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Just want to plug the call-in line real quick. Please call in if you can. If you have any questions, comments, call in at 704-891-9560. Again, call in, share your thoughts. 704-891-9560. Do we have the next question ready and queued to go?
Y'all go to the chat real quick or no?
We can really quick. I'll read a few of them real quick. One commenter says, if you're single and making life happen, you don't need a partner. However, you definitely may want someone to share the happiness with. Another commenter said, women are often socialized to manage the mental load of relationships, i.e. remembering birthdays, organizing schedules, planning meals. Yes, you are 100% correct on that. Because I don't remember anything. And if you ask me for planning a meal, we're going to eat the same thing 2 or 3 times a week. And one commenter says, women, we were conditioned to always keep a nest egg and prepare for the worst. And if a man expects for you to pay 50-50 of everything, he's not a man. I question that because
hey, Obi, hold on real quick. Keep that thought. Hey, so producer, I want you to do me a huge favor. We're gonna go one more question. Obi, get done. Find the best question for us to answer. Find the best question you can find. We're gonna answer that one last question. Go ahead, Obi.
Yeah. A commenter said, she said, women, we were conditioned to always keep the nest egg, hide money, that's what it sounds like, and prepare for the worst. And if a man expects for you to pay 50-50 of everything, he's not a man. I don't agree with that. One, you're hiding money from that man, so you're being dishonest. And two, if you're making more money than him, I totally disagree with that statement.
It's so hard because when you're in a really bad situation, because I've been in a really bad situation and you have nothing. I remember my ex's grandmother asking him why I wasn't going to still work. And I never understood why she said that. And she actually had more money than his grandfather. She had more money put away than him. And I mean, they're still together and everything. They're in their late 70s. But anyways, she asked that question, and it wasn't until I had to escape the situation and they helped me, his family helped me, that I understood why she said that. And so, like, while I understand what you're saying, that you shouldn't be dishonest and you shouldn't have a nest egg, having empathy for women that have been, like, women get put in situations that can be really, really devastating and detrimental and could be life-threatening without a lifeline. So I'm just throwing.
I agree with that. But men do too. Men getting mentally and physically abused.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. My uncle.
Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. We going way off the topic. I got wheel y'all back on. So what we gonna do is, because y'all gonna go.
Yeah, we was about to.
So what we're gonna do is, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna answer this final question. I'm gonna have Kyle read it out. You're gonna answer the final question, and then after that, I want everybody to give a nugget. So make your answers brief because the time is getting long spent. So answer the final question, make it brief, and then give us one last nugget about the whole 50-50. Give us a nugget for the chat, something we can take home, we can digest, we can chew on, we can take with for the rest of the week or the rest of the month. Kyra, can you read the last question out for the people?
Yes. What role does compromise play in achieving balance?
Ooh, I
I'll
like
go really quick.
Obi.
You need balance for success, not equality. Period. Everything ain't always gonna be practical or perfect, but as long as you guys have balance and you keep communication on point, everything should be okay.
I was going to say compromise plays a huge role, right? And the only reason I say that is because it's for both of us, right? We're learning each other, we're growing together in whatever stage it is in our life. Um, and we have to be able to see it from a different lens. I have to see it from my lens, and then you can say, well, I looked at it like this, but we have to meet somewhere in the middle. Um, just understanding that and being able to do it within each other without judging or looking down at the other party or resenting the other party because uh, I feel like I do more than you, or I'm compromising more than you. Like, no, it's not that feeling. It's more of we are in this together, and that's where we've been tying it in the whole night about just being able to have those conversations, that communication. That's part of everything. So, and my last nugget is sacrifice is key to a happy marriage.
Bridget.
Yeah, so I just think, just like you said, compromise is important. I think compromise in any relationship is important if it's important to you, in order to have deep connection. And my last nugget is just remember that without vulnerability, there is no deep connection, and we can't be vulnerable. We can't be vulnerable if we don't, put ourselves out there and communicate clearly and real with our person. So
I like it. Kyra.
Yep, I love that. So when the question was asked, the analogy of a seesaw, like at a kid's playground, came to mind for some reason. And to me, like when you get on the seesaw, there is balance, and both people are kind of, for the most part, if you're around the same height, seeing eye to eye. And there's sometimes that one person is up and the other person is down, and then it goes the other way. But then equally to like get off, there needs to be like meeting in the beginning. And so sometimes in any relationship, work, personal, private, whatever, there is going to have to be compromise for the greater good of the goal that's being attained. And so just be open minded to see from the other person's perspective and to know that every battle is not going to be won by you. And then my nugget for the relationship is identifying like who that right person is for you, that you're going to either have a committed relationship or a marriage with, and make sure that you all are pouring into each other and that you're not pouring into the wrong person. Because I'm not about to spend my check paying some man's bills and we're just boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, no, a lot of this solid relationships or that are going in the way of marriage. Just want to be clear. I'm not saying pay somebody's bills and he has you and three other people paying their bills or equally providing. It's for like the next level of that, like really for a spouse is more situations that I was speaking about.
That was good. That was good. What I need to say about what role does compromise play? Let's take the you out. Let's take the me out, and let's add the us. I think when we take those absolutes out, you and me and all that stuff, and just add us, because it's a give and take. It's going to be a give and take. It gotta be. If it's not a give and take, then what are we doing here? Like, I'm sorry, I'm just done with the foolishness. Like, what are we doing here if it's not a give and take? So, in the short, not long story, short story, take the you, take the me out, and add the us. This was a great show. Right now, Sheena, the master producer, is finding somebody from the chat who is going to win the token, the gift, or whatever we have for them for being a subscriber. We thank everybody for joining us tonight. This was an awesome topic. We can go all night. I'm pretty sure we all got personal stories we can share, especially Travis being married and like me and Obi being married, but he's currently married. So, but we can't dive into that because time is long spent. So, like I say, every single week, we'd like to be on next week's show. Reach out to Sheena Nicole. She on Facebook. Check it out on Facebook. Reach out to her. You can email me at eddieed30@gmail.com if you'd like to be on next week's show. Also, don't forget, y'all, we're looking for sponsors. If you do hair, if you do nails, if you write books, if you're an author, if you sell apparel like myself, whatever you do, holler at us. And we'll sponsor your thing right on the podcast. Again, you can hit Sheena Nicole on Facebook, and then you can check me out on eddieed30@gmail.com if you like for us to sponsor you. Last but not least, if you like tonight's show and you want to send us a token of appreciation, there is a QR code right on the screen. All monetary gifts are appreciated. We thank you in advance for your gift. But if you cannot screenshot or hit the QR code, there's a cash tag on the bottom of the screen. The cash tag is $Nutz, Nutz, Boltz, Boltz1. Again, it's $Nutz, Nutz, Boltz, Boltz1. Sheena, do you got the guest? Do you got the person that we're going to get something to before we get on out of here? Yes, no, maybe so. We'll put their name up, put it in chat, son. All right. She's forever changing. She's forever changing. So we need you to drop your email for us real quick. If you're still on, drop your email for us real quick in the chat so we can get it, and we're going to be sending you out a gift. She's forever changing. Again, drop your email really fast in the chat because we're about to get out of here. And like I say,
email her information in case she doesn't want everybody that is watching or watches the show to have their information.
I did emails in secret. Okay, well, yeah. email me
if you're comfortable. I'm just saying.
Wait, okay. Or you can email me at eddieed30@gmail.com. Again, you can email me. She's forever changing. You can email me at eddieed30@gmail.com. Again, eddieed. Can somebody let me type? Can you type it out in the chat? eddieed, EDDIEED30@gmail.com. You can email me, and we will send you a token of appreciation, and we thank you. Yep, there you go. eddieed30@gmail.com. But like I say every single week, I love you. God loves you. Go out and be great on purpose. Peace out, y'all.
I think my baby hot. Don't speak to any moment. Product of her environment. Shout out the global woman. Came box at